to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, welcome. Here we are in October.
Fine.
Yes, even though this says October 2nd, October 9th.
Oh, it does.
What did I
That's
say?
a cut and paste thing. Jeez.
I got the reject paper. Okay, roll call. Kelly, when you get ready. All right, hang on. Yes, October 9th.
Okay, Mark Foltz,
Present.
Mark Frazier,
Yes.
Francis Griffin,
Yes.
Schmidt, here, Trey Brown.
Here. Okay, we've got the agenda. Any corrections other than what we just spoke of?
What did you just speak of?
The date,
Oh,
October 9th.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
second.
Motion's been made and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, we're going to start this September 4th regular meeting minutes. Typed in front of you. We had several topics, grading the computer, additional road patrol.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Troy's made a motion to approve the minutes,
I'll second.
and Butch second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Public comment? No public. We have Corey Carson from the Sheriff's Department, but no public present. We're going to start with the report. Troy, you want to start with the Sheriff's report, and then we'll
Okay.
You want to see what we have here,
Corey.
Corey?
Take it over for us, Troy.
Well, I'll just highlight quickly, there were 251 responses in our township last month, 141 of them were traffic stops. And MD Carson's here to talk to us about the extra enforcement.
Okay, Corey, it's your floor, and you may begin.
Okay, so we started this enforcement just a few days into September, and then we finished it up about October 4th. Focusing on what you folks wanted was traffic enforcement on M52. We did this before with Bennington Township. We had pretty good success when Bennington Township requested that service of us. They had some paving going on, so that made it a little difficult for us. Your numbers are a lot higher than what we did in Bennington Township. Could be different reasons for that, but there's two drag strips, as you guys know. One here in Perry Township and Bennington Township has some stretches there where, people always like to pass. So we did 15 4-hour shifts, roughly, based on what we had kind of talked about and agreed upon price-wise. Some of those shifts ran just a little bit over to make up the excess. So we did 62.5 hours times the figure that we agreed upon, and that got us to the total. The shifts, like I said, were 4-hour shifts. A couple of those ran over because one, we made a suspended DWLS, a driving license suspended arrest. I drive up 52 every day, so I'm familiar with kind of the problems that you guys have in the township. The numbers, if you haven't seen them. So for the time period that we did 154 tickets. That averages out to be about 10 tickets per 4-hour shift. 138 of those were for speeding. The highest one we got was 84 miles an hour. When I averaged out the tickets for speed, the average was about 67. We had 3 expired license plates. We had 4 no proof of insurance. 3 defective equipments, 1 unlawful use of a cell phone. 2 tickets were issued for failing to yield to emergency vehicles. 1 seat belt, 1 stop sign, and then, as I mentioned, there was 1 arrest for driving while license suspended.
No passing on the right?
We did. We focused, when you guys presented your problems, in Bennington Township, we wrote a lot of tickets for that. And we focused upon what you guys wanted. And for whatever reason, it was more speeding, the commuters and not much passing on the road.
Great. Good news. I mean, it worked.
I
And I
think
assume like those ones were the suspended license and stuff, like they were doing something else to have
Yep.
got your attention anyway beforehand.
They were issued, on that particular one, they were issued a ticket and then this separate ticket for the suspended.
I assume the cell phone was a texting.
Just unlawful use, meaning they're looking at it. Of course, they always deny it, but, you know, if you get them looking down, that's kind of careless driving. I have noticed, just in my time coming north on 52, speeds seem to be actually a little slower
Okay.
for what it's worth, so.
Well, I mean, you were at 154 tickets, I mean, people are noticing that. You know, I mean,
Word gets around,
right.
you know, because they all know somebody, right?
Well, they see it.
They see it, and there's some people in front of them, behind them, and they're probably driving every day. The people that are out there are every day probably, so.
Do you keep track of whether the majority of the tickets are locals or whether they're out of towners?
I mean, I can look that information up.
I mean, do you have a guess at it?
I really don't.
I just was curious, it isn't real necessary, but it would just, because it seems like in the past, in similar things like this in other areas, it's always been that the locals are worse than the out of towners are. You know,
Do you have, go ahead, Mark.
Were they mainly cars and trucks, or were there some larger pieces of equipment too, or was it mainly just
Passenger vehicles.
passenger vehicles?
Yeah,
Wow.
trucks.
154 tickets. Wow.
With 154 tickets, do you have any idea how many stopped? I mean, I assume there were some stops that didn't result in a ticket.
Good question. There was, I think, a total of 6 warnings. And I don't have the breakdown in terms of why they were pulled over. Everybody that was pulled over was explained why we're out there, the reasons for it. You guys requested it, and basically slowed us. So
I see we hit the papers.
They had a picture on it, did they say, come see this?
I read it, yep.
No, I mean,
Good.
what is, I realize it varies some, what is your general threshold, I mean, on speeding, I mean, where do you guys target? I mean, is it 56 miles an hour and up, or is it generally 60 or 65, or?
in a situation like this, I think the numbers come down just a hair. But for me personally, I mean, I'm looking at 66, 67. That's 11, 12 over.
Yeah, that's, still speeding.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
Most places
Oh, yeah, most are 10 over, right?
use common sense.
84 miles an hour is pretty darn fast.
So when you send us the bill, can you also send a copy of the stats?
Sure can.
Yeah. Okay, it's
Well, it worked. It was thought out and it worked well. So hopefully the community appreciates it, because I know.
Well, except the 154 of them probably
I say
are.
know
but-
some people there, but I haven't had no phone.
No,
calls.
I haven't heard it, I hadn't heard
So-
it. I've heard people mention they saw it,
Good job.
you know,
I
and
say
stuff.
good job. I take it back to the officers. It was a very good, we appreciate it.
And we'll do that.
Their work. Yeah, we sure do.
I think that possibly the way to do this in the future is to split it apart, not to do 2 months at once, but to split it apart. You know, like this was 1 month, you know, maybe we did it next year if we consider doing it maybe in June or May, you know, those are kind of hot months, kids
After school.
get out of school and stuff.
Possibly, yeah.
And then maybe again like in September when school's starting up again,
Mhm.
you know, it's,
Keep them guessing.
yeah, you know,
Yeah,
rather
right.
than just take a block of 2 months and that's, you know, all the money we could scrape up to do it, this way we could, you know, we could kind of spread our money out.
Yeah, we added this in later, I mean, where if we think, we plan ahead for next year, we can have it in our budget, we had to shuffle things around and stuff, you know,
To get the money.
when this kind of came up here, but, no, I think it was worth it.
Oh, I do too.
Sheriff's
How many-
idea is a good idea.
What do you,
I like the thought. I mean, normally summer times when you get your traffic fatalities, you know, higher speeds for whatever reason. So you set the tone in June. That's a good idea.
do you, I mean, obviously, they're still negotiating at the state level. Is there any thoughts on how this, the governor's veto to the secondary road patrol is gonna change things? I mean, I assume we're all hoping that's gonna be fixed, but it may not be, so.
So I got a lot of thoughts. And there's two ways to look at it. I think everybody knows Deputy Craig Lawson, he's our secondary road patrol officer, deputy. So he does a great job. Yes, he pulls a lot of people over. Yes, he writes a lot of tickets. But he also goes to the Boy Scouts of America when they have their jamboree up in Corona and he talks to them. He goes into driver's ed classes and he talks to them. So he's always educating people. He writes a lot of tickets. Here's where I don't get it. Here's the math. He's going to end this year with 1,600 tickets. Times that by $100. That's the low for a traffic ticket. Most of them are around 150. So you're talking $160,000. All we get from the state of Michigan is a little less than 77,000. So you're cutting a position that makes you money. So, and that money doesn't come back to us like people think it does. It goes to the library fund. So you've got 100 and, I can't remember the number, 10 deputies. So you multiply that out, I mean, you're talking about a significant amount of money. So if you do the math and do 1,600 times 150, I mean, you're over 200,000. So there's two things. We're just, we were cut back years ago and we don't have the numbers. I've got 11 guys. It's hard to, do what we do on a professional level. I think personally we're running too thin. So to lose Craig, if somebody calls me up, hey, we're having a problem with a speeder in this area or some type of traffic issue, he's the only one I can really rely on because that's his main focus, is traffic enforcement. So if we lose that position, it's going to hurt us pretty bad. People want more, but when you don't have the numbers, it's difficult.
Well, I mean, this is a political, whatever you want to call it. Something I won't say on camera, but, that's what it is. But I mean, when does, decisions have to be made and stuff on this? Soon.
October 1st.
Oh my.
Right. And when the budget was, right?
So the budget is, and right now we're kind of operating without any funding.
Okay.
So something's got to be fixed soon.
Yes,
Thanks.
You can pass that on when you're riding with your good friend Ben Frederick in the parade Friday. You can mention that to him.
He was dealing with the vetoes today, he said. I talked to him today. Okay.
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Appreciate it, Ryan. Good evening. See something for
129 ambulance, 10 fire. These are the August numbers,
Okay.
which brings us to 1157 for the year. We are down by over 100
Okay.
calls, almost 200. There's, I don't know. It's just how it is. And ambulance calls being down, you don't want to see people have to have the ambulance, but that's where we derive income. So the new ambulance should be coming back here pretty quick. Still working on the building. Got to get a roof on that building in town. It's when it rains, there's tarp over the office, water runs off of.
No.
So
Pickle buckets set up around to catch it. And
no, it goes down the tarp to the floor drain.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty
Funnel it down the drain.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But as you can see, that one bid we got so far was almost $27,000.
26, yeah.
So,
Okay.
because the roof's got to come off and go back on it. It's, rubber roof.
Well, it needs it anyway, one way or the other.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. DDA, we did meet September 17th, had a special meeting where we approved partial payment of the consumer's bill, $50,000 for the lighting project. We're holding back 86. I did drive on that road. It looks like the light pole that's bent, unless I missed it, has been straightened up. Going into Bennett Drive. I may be wrong, but I think I made purpose that.
it's been in the last week if it has.
I think it was today.
Oh, okay. It's right by the old DNR building.
Yep, I think it's up.
It was
And-
laying right down.
But,
It was laying right down.
yeah, it was like this. Yeah, I think
I think I hit last winter.
Yes. And so, and they still need to do the maintenance work on Joe Audia's on the record, and then also on near the barber shop, west of the barber shop. That's not done. I put that out today too.
That one will be fixed soon. I'd be almost willing to bet on that.
That's, I need to get the foreman on that crew, wherever it is, and try to get him over there. I'm trying my best. Also, BDA, we're gonna have a new meeting, next Wednesday at 6:30, and Justin will have their special speaker, and we're gonna talk about just hospital projects and things
He's gonna be there next Wednesday?
at 6:30.
Really? Because he's
Coming up
in
Wednesday.
Indianapolis Monday.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
Okay.
And then the zoning, nothing, we did get something today, and just one violation on junk and debris. Nothing, no construction, nothing, so that's kind of a quiet month. Well, at least paper-wise, a quiet month. John was going to be here, but I guess he got waylaid, or whatever. Nothing on the county commission, okay? We do know there's a meeting tomorrow, Board of Commissioners, and they're gonna meet on on
The expansion of the road
the
commission.
the road commission,
And I-
possibly from 3 to 5.
Right, yeah, and I won't be able to attend the meeting, but I put in everybody's box, the email that I sent up to ask to be read into the record, you know, on my thoughts of it, so. I think, Mark, you're going to the meeting, aren't
I'm
you?
gonna go, yeah.
Anybody else is welcome to torture themselves if they wish.
And then, it starts at 5.
The hearing's at 5,
At
yes.
5. And then, that's it from there. And then the library, Mark?
Library, things are kind of normal. The O'Berry thing, now the new attorney for Mr. O'Berry, the administrator of the estate that is misplaced $150,000, feels that Mr. O'Berry should be compensated for his time figuring this stuff out. Now, there's a lot of other things that are gone that there's no way to put a value to, all the furnishings in the house and all that stuff, so.
Well, the executor is entitled to compensation, but 150,000 might be a smidge much.
He's already been compensated in many ways. He wants compensation for coming up with the auditing for this 150 that disappeared. So, and Vernon Library has asked the CDL, Jamie, to speak to them about joining the CDL and leaving the other library group.
The end of the Owasso one.
And, because the gal that runs the Vernon Library is the wife of that farmer that died of a heart attack down in Byron 3 or 4 years ago. He's got
Oh, Coles.
yeah. And she's the director at the Vernon Library now. She used to be on the library board for the CDL representing Byron. So she's asked
Yeah, I mean, that would be fine. It was always my understanding it was very difficult for them to get out of it.
that's what I understood too.
Because Bennington's part of that one, and it'd be wonderful if Bennington, you know, I think Bennington would prefer to be in with the CDL
They
group.
don't have a library though.
They don't have a library, but they pay a millage to the Owasso one, and
Well,
it's over twice what ours is.
yeah.
But anyway, it's my understanding it's very difficult to get out of it. But, you know, more to them.
And they raised $422 during Perry Fest at the Perry Library and Book Sale.
Oh, good.
And, there is going to be an art fair, art exhibit, November 1st at the Corona Library.
Okay.
And other than that, that's pretty much it.
Good, thanks. Is the roof still, is everything okay at the,
Yeah,
doors,
I have a feeling that before it's all done and said, they're going to have to put a storm door on that front door.
like we talked about?
But, oh yeah, it's way better. It's phenomenally better than it was.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, all right, thanks, Mark. And And Troy, I-69 trade corridor information?
We had our meeting yesterday, not anything of any great significance, I guess.
Okay.
Well, not really, I mean, it wasn't much.
Okay, we should have the financial bills before you.
We got the SCDP, so.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mark, SCDP, excuse me, Mark.
We still worked on last meeting on making sure that we're headed in the right direction and that kind of thing. Didn't really have a program.
Okay.
I think he had one planned, but didn't know. And then they have a quarterly program also that any of the stakeholders can come to, whether they're on the board or not. And that was a Muzzy Pheasant Farm over north of 21, you go over to the Valero Station on 21, east of Corona,
Yeah.
and go up about a quarter mile. And quite an interesting operation, and it was an interesting thing to go to and see.
Okay.
And then there's a business-to-business coffee that's on, I think, the 24th this month.
I saw that come out on the email.
8 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning
AM, yeah.
at the Armory.
Planning Commission for
No meeting.
Perry Township. Okay, okay. Financial report and pay the bills. All right.
All right, you've got your bills list in front of you, a little longer this month than normal because we went an extra week. Other than that, you've got the budget today numbers, just so you can mentally run through that. We would be on October 1st, we were halfway through the fiscal year.
October 1st.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any questions on the bills?
Did we, was it last month, did we pay the DDA, the bill for consumers?
Yes.
That was last
Yeah,
month.
well, it's not on this because it's a DDA bill.
Okay, but it's.
Well, the partial, you didn't pay the whole
Partial
thing
pay,
yet.
50, okay.
Did I ask at the last meeting about raising the household fee on ambulance?
No,
No?
We're considering going to all the municipalities that participate in this and explaining that we need to raise it. I think you and I talked about it.
yes, you and I talked about it, but
So Guy is gonna come at some point.
Speak.
Obviously it takes about a year to do this.
Sure.
You can't just do it.
Yeah, right.
It
Yeah,
takes a
there's-
little bit of time.
do you know when he is thinking of coming?
No, I don't. He's out of town right now, I think, so.
I mean, we're thinking like for 2021 type thing.
Next.
Well, 2020 starts pretty
Oh,
soon here.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
guessing that's what we're thinking, yeah.
For April, I suppose.
Yeah.
Well, the fire department runs on the calendar fiscal year.
Right. But we still gotta make sure everybody get through their fiscal year. And I don't know, there's different communities do it different ways. For instance, Morris does it on a millage. I don't know what we'd have to go through to change.
Well, ours, right, if we raise it by more than 10%, we have to go through one of the hearing processes,
Which we'd have to do then.
which we'd have to do, and we have to, well, I mean, not, we have to do the notices and everything else.
Which would probably be most of the areas that we serve will probably the same.
I make a motion to pay the bills.
So,
I'll second. Oh, okay. Kelly's made a motion and Mark has seconded it. And roll call vote, Kelly.
Mark Foltz?
Yes?
Mark Frazier?
yes.
Francis Griffith?
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Troy Carmen?
Yes. Okay. Correspondence. The only thing Kelly got was a letter from the court that wanted to know about the lamp post that got hit on Old Lansing Road. We talked about that last month in our meeting here. And they wanted an estimate of the cost, and from Kelly, and Kelly and I talked, and we decided it was best that the Consumers Energy put information together. They did very expeditiously. Catherine worked with Ryan, and they got an estimate of about $2,800 on the pole replacement cost and passed it on to the that was the correspondence that we had last week. Public comments, seeing none. Unfinished business, seeing none. DDA, Stacy Matthews appointment. Stacy did come to our meeting last week when we had our special meeting to pay the bill. And so, Kelly, you got a letter from her?
It just stated that she was interested in
Okay.
being on the board of.
I'll make a motion that we appoint Stacy Matthews, who actually works or owns or works at the therapy place over on Old Lake.
She owns it.
Owns it, okay, and I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Do we know what term we're appointing her to?
Yes, we do.
I mean, she's
Oh.
filling a bit.
It's
How
on my-
how many vacancies do we have?
Two, it's on my
Just
board.
one, I think.
I think it's 2021 or 22. She's gonna show actually only out for the figures.
Who's she replacing, Don?
She figured it out, Kelly figured it out. I think it's, I don't know if it's the one from Shift Shop.
Oh,
So,
Expired
2023,
2023, okay. What month?
March 31st, 2023.
Okay. So I made a motion, Kelly seconded. Any discussion? I want to make a comment, she did know several members on the board, so that was nice, you know, so. Of course, we're local, she would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a roll call vote.
Yeah.
Kelly?
Francis Griffin,
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Mark Foltz,
Yes.
Mark Frazier.
yes.
Okay. Next is a construction law class. It's actually a construction management class I like to attend for public projects. It's in East Lansing, Wednesday, November 13th.
How much is it?
200 and something?
89.
289. And it's put on by attorney Foster Swift, Collins and Smith from Lansing, Tom Anson from Myosha, and the Health Administration. Does a lot of consulting. CET, the second division of Myosha, used to be called Myosha. And it covers several topics. Construction contracting, bidding on public projects, reviewing bids, challenging bid awards, submitting bids, bid bonds, safety laws, excavating, angle repose, qualified person, adjacent structures, contracting public projects, and environmental issues, basically. I think it might be worthwhile.
Motion to approve sending the supervisor to the class?
Second.
Motion been made, seconded. Roll call.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Mark Foltz,
Yes.
Mark Frazier,
Yes.
Francis Griffin.
Yes.
Snow removal contract,
We
Calvin.
need to update the contract. We have to, I guess I need to find out whether you guys want to send it out for bids or if you want to just renew Freedom Works snow contract. He didn't change the price,
How much is it?
$60 per hour. And then, of course, that goes into how many inches and whatnot, but,
Sure.
so I guess I need to know if you want to renew it, extend it, or go up for
I
bids.
just as soon extend it.
Has there been any issues? Has there been any issues? No.
Other than he does a terrible job of plowing right by that tree right there.
Well, I think it might be better now because we clipped
De-weeded it?
it up.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion that we approve a bid extension with Free to Work for the snow plowing.
Troy's made a motion that we extend it 1 year,
Yep, 1 year.
1 year. And Butch, second?
Yes.
Okay, Butch, second. Roll call vote.
Troy Parmalee,
Yes.
Mark Foltz,
Yes?
Frazier,
Yes.
Griffin,
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt.
Yes, okay. All right. MTA dinner, that's the annual MTA dinner, November 5th, which is a Tuesday. Kelly?
It will be held at Bennington Township, November 5th, for $9 per person. So I make a motion that all members of the board and their significant others be approved to go if they wish.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded by
Troy,
By Mark.
Mark?
Yeah.
Whoever you want to write down.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Motion's been made by Butch and seconded by Mark. All in favor? Oh, we need a roll call vote on that?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it's mine.
Mark Foltz,
Yes.
Mark Frazier.
Yes.
Francis Scrivner.
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes, Rick Farmer.
Yes.
So do you wanna know who wants to go?
Yeah, just let me know.
Do it for me.
2 for me, no, I'm just kidding. 1.
You gonna take Kay?
Kate, Kate, she already be there. She's gonna have her, well, I shouldn't say what, she's gonna have her car.
Okay.
There is no booze accepted in the township hall. He made it clear, Lee Ash made it clear that there's no, so, okay, just so you know, that's their policy. Anyway, okay.
So you can't smuggle in your flask or anything?
No, you're gonna be,
Go out to the car.
so anyway, hopefully the road patrol is out working south end 52. All right, we got the audit report now, we've got the binder before you.
Did you speak to this last month?
No, we didn't have it back last
Oh, I
month.
thought you talked about it.
No, I said it was due back any day, and
Oh.
so, anyway, you have in your box our audit report.
I read it today, so it sounds great.
It's
like you've done
a good read. If you're looking for some bedtime reading, it's wonderful.
It was a morning read.
I can go through anything anybody has any questions on,
The
but
only questions about the last page, Troy, the only thing I have is on, remember when we shut down the recycle program? I just didn't know I don't know what this is. You gotta help me with that, I didn't understand. Did you take the money, do we have an excess, or is that are we in the hole, were we in the hole $700?
No.
No,
see, it says fund balance March 31st, 0, blank.
blank, that's what I didn't understand. So it just, we zeroed that.
Correct.
Okay, I didn't understand that.
Well, whatever was left, there was like a couple $100 left, and we split it between us and the city. That's what
Oh,
the agreement
okay,
called.
all right, so it is zeroed out. That was my only question.
So there was no questions, no problems, no recommendations?
Well, they have internal control recommendations that they have every year, that are in that thing there, but
Something
we
about
responded to them.
reconciling the things.
Anything else?
Something.
One of the recommendations of fraud policy, and I have put that together, and in doing that, I am reviewing the township's policy procedure manual too. So we'll just add it into that.
That'll take care of
So
that.
once we get.
That's what, we're supposed to have a policy that says we're opposed to fraud.
Oh, okay.
So that's all that's really all it is.
So anyway, it has been submitted to the state and everything. Like I said, does anybody have any specific questions or anything that you read through it?
We need to accept it?
Yes, we do. Our fund, our financial position is solid. Our fund balance increased slightly in the general fund last year, so.
Very good.
Motion to accept
Good job.
the auditors.
I move that we accept the Township of Perry and Shiawassee County financial statement for the year ending March 31st by the independent auditors.
So who seconded?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mark was halfway through a motion when you said that.
No big deal.
Okay,
Not a problem.
so who seconded?
I second.
Mark
He made the
seconded.
motion, I
Okay.
second.
Oh my gosh.
Good. How about a roll call vote?
Oh, great. Francis Griffith.
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes. Troy Farmer.
Yes.
Mark Foltz.
Yes.
Mark Frazier.
Yes.
Very good. Kelly has one last item that she'd like to discuss that she finds, and Mark, this is important. It's MTA Planning Commission class. Actually,
You got this, we all got this. MTA is having a class that is specifically on defining your township's land use plan. And as we get close to, we should be reviewing for another update and stuff there. My thought was we approved sending a couple people from the planning commission to go and suggest that we spread it around a little. We had a couple members that went to one last year from MTA, and then I guess my suggestion would be a couple other members.
Why are they able to go?
Beth, yeah, she can go.
Bethany.
My thought was Beth and perhaps you, if you could go, and we don't have to know until the 1st of November.
Right.
So I'll make a motion that we approve 2 from the planning commission to be designated by the township board rep to the planning
I'll
commission.
second that. I'll second that. Support? Butch supported it, so however you want to write it, Kelly.
Okay. Mark Fraser,
Yes.
Francis Griffith.
Yes.
Kelly Schmidt, yes, Ray Fermley.
Yes.
Mark Holt.
Yes.
And it should be noted, there's also a row one, which is free, you know, that will let the planning commission know, and anyone who wants to go to that one too.
And that's in Flint.
That's October 29th or something.
Yeah, Sandy called today, I guess, Dwayne had called her and said, we need to go to that, and I said, okay, so I gave her all the information, she was supposed to contact everybody in the planning commission.
Good.
And I gave her, you know, when she needed to RSVP by, so she's gonna call and RSVP, she's gonna contact everybody in the planning commission.
How about the row one?
About the road.
Good. Anything else before the board?
And the one for MTA was the 19th?
November 19th, and the early birds hits, no,
Fifth.
November 5th is the early bird sign up, November 19th is the class itself. It's $125.
Okay. Great, okay. With that, do we have a motion to adjourn?
so made.
Second.
Motion been made?
Second?
Okay. What, 7:30.